Hello and welcome to the Albion Online Meta Tier List of August. We just had the Frost and Arcane patch. Patch 4 just came out, and well, I think it's not too soon to say that Great Frost is kinda nuts right now.
我不管了，我直接上了，我破到就。
I think this is the way to think about it. The new Q is basically a Warbow E, but on a 1-second cooldown. The new W is an Armor Piercer, but with half the cooldown. And the new E is like Great Fire, but you can cast it twice in a row. SBI has really outdone themselves here. I think this is peak balancing. Okay, no, but jokes aside, we will focus on Frost and Arcane obviously in this video and review them a little bit, and then look at the Hellgate tier list and finish it off with the top 10. So let's start it off with Frost. I think we can all agree it's getting nerfed very soon.
No 989, 3, 2, 1, agora, esses dois, mata isso,
Oh, double kill.
The damage is ridiculous, and the only thing stopping you is your ability to aim your skill shots, which is nice. You need to land the skill shots to win, but it's still just too much damage, and they will almost 100% hotfix the E, maybe nerf the W as well.
Lo que pega, hijo. Lo que pega, papá. Okay, GG.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
But yeah, pretty nasty damage. 4 Frost is still horrible. The new W Obelisk seems like a pretty niche support option, but I think it's viable. It's just overshadowed by the Frost Lance at the moment because it's so strong, and we'll probably see more of it if Frost is still viable after the nerf. For the Arcane staffs, a lot of cool changes. Witchwork buff makes it more viable, not only as a clapper, but as an engager and large scale fights like a mini Camlin of sorts, but it's still viable as a ranged clapper even though Magic Shot got nerfed. One-handed Arcane and Great Arcane now work very well as stoppers, even better than before. Mainly though, Great Arcane is now I think very viable in stuff like ZVZs, especially castles and territories, where once you used to play one-handed Arcane, I think Great Arcane can be used instead. And Great Arcane might be the way to go in ZVZs as a defensive option to throw it on your allies, but you'll need to know what you're doing so you don't troll your Zerg obviously. Enigma Blade and the new Q also have pretty nasty damage, and I think we'll see those stick around.
Tá.
Dá W.
Ah, olha eu jogando. Não tô.
Chat.
Vai falar que é forte.
I don't think it's too OP. I think this one is just about right, and we won't see any nerfs, probably. Air Compress got changed, so it's now viable even if you're not using Mage Sandals. So that's pretty cool. I think we'll see it in like 20-man fight groups, possibly larger ZVZs as well. Morningstar got reworked, of course, so it's not only used for ganking and rooting a target for 5 hours, similar to a Morgana Bind from League of Legends. But the biggest change of them all in this patch, and perhaps in the history of Albion Online, is the new trade window UI. It looks kinda weird, I think. The anti-rat changes, of course, are here, so the new meta for ratting is probably to go with a group of bloodletters and maybe 1 or 2, Plate Hallowfalls and Occults, but you will no longer only see Plate Hallowfalls and Occults like running in and yoinking and getting out. Now, you'll actually have to see a few bloodletters in there if you still want to do that type of thing. Alright, but I think that's mostly it for this patch specifically. Another thing to keep in mind though is that Demon Fang is still broken and is absolutely going to get nerfed very soon, I think. So once that and Great Frost get nerfed, I think we might see a slight shakeup in the meta where those two used to see play. But yeah, let's move on to the Hellgate tier lists. For 2v2s, Great Fire and Great Holy are the current best 2v2 comp, but Claymore and Demonic are not too far off at all. But other than that, the meta is very similar to last time. You have the best healer and DPS comps as the S tier, some subpar healer DPS comps, then the one-shot comps, and then just the worst, objectively worst versions of those, and then the random trash at the bottom. Not much to say there. For 5v5s though, currently, I think double Great Frost seems to be the way to go. For crystals, I think at least. You have Staff of Balance, Carrion Collar, 2 Great Frost and a Druidic seem to be the way to go, but otherwise we still have the same comps as last time for Hellgate specifically. You have the one-handed dagger one-shot, you have the dot comp, the dive comp, the THC dive comp. You can also play like a one-shot comp with a Realmbreaker and double Frost, so yeah, there's a lot of viable comps you can play in 5s, which is pretty cool, but still, the Great Frost seems to be the way to go. For 10v10s, you already know what I'm going to say. Great Frost and Demon Fangs.
Wait. Look him up on 3, 2, 1 now. Oh,
Nice.
Are cleansing.
Stenya.
They're so bad.
I like
They're
this
so
pro.
bad. They're
Like
so
this
bad.
weapon?
This Frost.
Nah, but the 10v10 meta still has some interesting toys that we got with the last patch. For example, Great Arcane is a great option to save your allies from getting one-shot because it's really fast now compared to before. So that is something worth considering and exploring, but honestly not much point discussing the meta until we see stuff get nerfed. Then maybe we'll see some new stuff like front to back or dive, or most likely a new one-shot, which is usually the way things go in 10s. But that was it for the Hellgates. Let's take a look at the top 10 and how the list changed from last time. I think it comes to no surprise that Great Frost is number 1 this patch by a long shot, and Demon Fang is of course at number 2. Otherwise we see the same stuff as we usually do in the top 10. We have Bloodletter, Froststaff, Halfall, Light Crossbows, and yeah, just the generally most versatile for the most types of content. These weapons are the best you can pick up if you're wondering what to invest into so you can enjoy many types of content. Although, as I mentioned, I really think Demon Fang and Great Frost will see nerfs very soon, so maybe don't pop all of your Tomes of Insight on those. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video. This has been the August meta tier list video, and I hope you enjoyed and or found it useful. Like and subscribe for more Albion content. Check out my Twitch for the Hellgate streams if you're interested in that, and I hope you have a good one. See you next time.